days. They go back 10 years.
So we head into round 9, and if you didn't hear it, Murray Sutherland said to Larry Holmes, or to Butterbean, you have to knock this man out. The only way you're going to do it is by going after him. Now Butterbean complaining about Holmes using his arm pushing out, but instead of complaining, he's got to be going after Larry Holmes.
In a fight in which very little has been called, you have to have a sense of the perspective. If the ref is letting you guys decide it, then you can't look for calls. Larry Holmes could turn 18 by 18 to 25 by 25 if he wants.
Apparently he has tonight. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And of course, this was not what Butterbean hoped for. He hoped to be able to get closer and do more damage. And yes, in truth, has Larry Holmes fought a somewhat safety-first fight in some respects? That's true.
Yep.
But it isn't like he's at 52, he can't exactly run around the ring. And he hasn't done so. Now, Butterbean's complaining because he's pushing his arm out. But, you know, all Holmes is doing is pushing his arm out to jab.
It hasn't been a dirty fight. There haven't been low blows. The whole thing for this fight for Butterbean was, could he catch Larry Holmes?
And he hasn't been able to. Could he hit him with something? Could he avoid these jabs and straight right hands? And that has not happened. Butterbean's focus really needs to be right now getting on the inside. And he's trying, I guess, but it just didn't happen. And the number of punches from Butterbean has been so low in this fight.
Good example right there of the dilemma. He tried to fire a hook. Larry Holmes sticks out a jab. Hook interrupted. Never gets there.
Butterbean, the 32-year-old king of the 4-rounders, is in the 9th round. He's never been that far. He just took a big right hand from Larry Holmes. Is Holmes emboldened enough to go after him a little bit? Butterbean missing with the left hook, and I mean missing by 3 feet. Now Butterbean steps back, so he's going backwards and taking 2 strong. Now Larry Holmes is really nailing him with the jab.
4 in a row.
He takes 2 steps back and then lands the right hand. So Larry Holmes is looking a little bit like the Larry Holmes of old. And of course, if you ever wanted a perfect foil for that, Butterbean would be it. Half a minute left to go here in round number 9, with 1 more round left to go here in this match between Butterbean and Larry Holmes.
It's a tough spot to be in when you need a knockout. And the guy you need it against has so many different ways to fight.
And there's Butterbean flailing away. You see that part of his problem, of course, his technique is not his forte, and he just couldn't get those punches in. 9 rounds are in the books, and what we have to show for it is that cut over the eye of Butterbean. And Murray Sutherland giving him a talking to.
On his back! On his back! You got to just go like a madman. All you can do. 3 minutes if you stay right on this case. You're going to get hit.
9th round action. Butterbean trying to back Larry Holmes up. The left hook comes up a bit short, and the right hand is knocked down by Larry Holmes. So you try to throw punches, and he has ways to stop it.
So you hit him, you go these ropes, go to the right hand, and use the...
So we head into the 10th round. Larry Holmes is trying to go 10 rounds for the 14th time since he turned 40. And Butterbean, for the very first time, of course, in the 10th round, he'd only been 4 to this point. You know, Butterbean, of his 68 opponents, 20 had losing records and 13 were 500 records. So it just tells you that, you know, you're up to another level even when you're in against the guy that's older. Now here Butterbean backs in the corner hoping that he can force Holmes to make a mistake and he can nail him. I guess that's the reason for this.
Well, it was a novelty aspect his career. This is his highest or second highest payday, right up there with Peter McNeely, getting 6 figures. This was the place that had to try to take his career because There's nowhere else to go on that other circuit.
And you know what's amazing? If you pick an older fighter to fight, I guess the one you don't want to pick is Larry Holmes, because as an older fighter, he has continually made younger fighters, may I add, one's better than Butterbean, look bad. He's doing it again tonight, but here comes Butterbean with a last-ditch effort. There's under 2 minutes left to go, and that's how long he has to make something dramatic happen. Good jab, and Holmes moves away from the right hand. Butterbean lands a couple of right hands. He's flailing away. Holmes with his hand on the ropes, just trying to parry whatever Butterbean throws and not get hit with the Butterbean head. And there comes a right hand from Holmes. It's coming, folks. Butterbean having his best moments, even if not a lot is landing.
He saved the stamina, whatever he has for now.
Oh, that's the, oh my. Well, it didn't hurt Butterbean. And we now know that the best right hand Larry Holmes can throw, even in the 10th round, won't hurt Butterbean. It's a little surprising in a way.
Well, because he had everything on it, and Butterbean continued to walk through it, but just not getting to Larry Holmes. Minimal output.
Those were the two best right hands Holmes has thrown in this fight, and you figure if he throws them around 10, they're going to hurt the guy. But still, Larry Holmes is getting it done, and the crowd is chanting his name. And he's got things going his own way, does Holmes, here in the 10th round, after Butterbean had mounted something of a charge earlier in the round. If this is the last fight Larry Holmes has, and you would think it might be, looks like he will go out a winner. Oh, left hook! Sends Holmes down. That's called a knockdown appropriately. Sends him against the ropes, and that's the appropriate call by the referee. That is the right call. He did the right thing.
Ends with a little bit more curiosity.
So, an interesting moment. Larry Holmes, we think, probably won this fight. Butterbean's walking around the ring saying that he won it.
Well, a curiosity fight, and it's self-contained within that realm.
That's well put.
Butterbean will have this to hang his hat on.
Well, that was, I assume that was after the punch. Let's take a look. Guess what? That was
Raising shot.
Let's see.
Gets hit there.
You know what?
No,
not a knockdown. I stand corrected. I thought the punch had landed and it was a knockdown, and I stand corrected. That was not, should not have been a knockdown. Larry Holmes just plain slipped, tripped backwards and fell, and he was right. It wasn't a knockdown, but it was called one. Still, I can't imagine that affecting the scoring enough to give Butterbean the fight.
Might avoid the shutout.
Could, yes. Even though he was getting destroyed in that round. So, Butterbean made it through the 10th round.
Tell you what they're doing, buddy.
He's got a little neck on the eye.
Don't worry about it. Give me the bucket. Here. Soak it. You're a 10-round fighter champion. Now come on his ass.
So as we await this decision, there is Larry Holmes, who at 52, we think got the job done. Was it a scintillating fight? Not necessarily. It had its moments, but we'll find out the scoring. In fact, Michael Buffer is in the center of the ring. Let's go to him right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of Darryl DeCroy Promotions, we go to the scorecards. Phil Conberg scores at 98-91. Peggy McEwen has it 96-93, and Vaughn LaPrade has it 97-92. All for the winner by unanimous decision, the boxing legend, former heavyweight champion of the world, the Eastern Assassin, Larry Holmes.
So Larry Holmes wins a unanimous decision, even a little closer than I think we would have had it.
The knockdown